Welcome to the fourth video about building this camper trailer. I'm now at the top of the galley, and I cut this board so that it has an angle here, and this angle is going to line up so that it will equal this angle here. So I put this on like this, and that should match pretty well. Now what I'm going to do is clamp this on. Now that it's in place, I have to drill a hole so I can mount it. There, that's not going to go anywhere. Now I'm going to repeat the process of drilling the holes and putting this on so that when the backside, before I put the hinge on the galley, that it's level so that everything will attach together. Now, I've got to do the angled face of the trailer here. And to do that, I've cut these boards so that I have duplicated the angle that you see going up here in the way they're cut. Now I've put some clamps on this so that it'll stay in place easier. I've got them on the top here and on the bottom here. So now I've just got to drill the holes and put them on. Okay, looks good there. Looks good there. Now let's try drilling the hole. Now it's time to go do the other side. Now that I've got this mounted at each end, I can now bring it and put screws along the top. So I'm going to turn off the camera and do that, but y'all know what I'm going to do, and then I'll do the same thing to the top piece that's angled so that these will support a board going up here and keep it steady. Well, now it's time to put in the cross beam that's going to be supporting the max fan. Now the max fan needs an opening that is 14 inches by 14 inches, and I want it to be in the center. So what I've done is I've cut two 2x3s and put pocket holes on them, but to make sure I've got the right distance on each side when I put this cross beam in, I have put these things I've made for the center on the ends and clamped them on so that I can get my beam the right distance away from the point I want it to be. So now I have to make sure this is level and centered, and then get down there and attach this cross beam. So let me do that. Got to make sure this thing is perfectly level. Now get my drill. Now put the screw in. Now let me check on, make sure it's still flat. That looks really good. So now let me put another hole in it. That came out pretty good. This is nice and flush here. Now I can take this piece out and you can see the pocket holes I put in there right here. So let me do the other side and then we'll be ready to put these center pieces in. What I've done is I have to make the 14-inch opening for the max fan. And so I measured halfway across the board and then 7 inches in each direction. And then I put on this cross beam right here, clamped it in, and made sure that it was right on that 7-inch mark. Now what I need to do is take the screws and put it in the pocket holes so that I attach it to the cross beams. And this brace right here makes sure that it's level the whole time that I'm doing it. So let me duck down and get my screw and screwdriver, and we will stick it in here. Now that I've got this side tight, I just remove these clamps because it won't move anymore. But I will leave these clamps on so it remains level the whole time. There, nice and tight. Now I can remove the last of the clamps. There we have it. We have one cross beam done. Now I just repeat the process on the other side. All right, now I want to put these pieces I've cut here on. And the reason I'm putting this on is when I put the outside and the inside walls up, I want to have a good connection all the way around the piece of wood. So I've cut pieces like this for every gap as you go around the top of the trailer. You see I've already put this one in, and now I'll show you how I did it. What I first do is I line up the board and then take these clamps And then I'll clamp it in place. Now it's lined up with this board and this board. I'll take my level. That looks pretty good. It doesn't seem to have any big notches up or notches down that I have to adjust. And then to make sure it's tight, I'll clamp it once again with this one right here. And this will draw it tight against the outside wall. And looking at this, that doesn't feel good. So when I have to make adjustments, yeah, this top side needs to be adjusted. So I'll loosen it up here. And I'll get it right to where it's even. Put this clamp back on, and it pulled it in. Sometimes this takes a few tries to get it right, but it's important that when it's flush up against this, that I get a good contact where it doesn't rock back and forth. I'm still getting a problem. Okay, I'll try holding it this way. All right, that's much better. So now I've got the thing so it is flush with the side up here. Since I took the clamp off the top, I'm going to put a second clamp on it to ensure that it stays in position while I am drilling and screwing it in. That looks very good. Now I'll drill my hole. Got it on. Now I'll put one on the other side. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video about building this camping trailer. Check back soon and I'll have another video about building the trailer. So until next time, see ya.